People are gonna die.
No! Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. Yep, there will be comments made today that may trigger you. Yes. At least one of them I know is gonna trigger you guys. There's some people that should die, and that's just the fact. I just need you all to know who I think should die in Stranger Things Season 5. The format of this video is gonna be, I'm gonna go over exactly who I think should die and explain my reasoning why I think they should die, but then also tell you guys if I think they will actually die or not in this season, and if I think the Duffer Brothers are actually axing that character or not. This is all a very hear me out video. Just hear me out. Just before you start with the "this bitch is crazy" comments, just hear me out. You agree with me, right, Lola? She agrees with me. Elle, I think, should die. I think she should, and the probability of her actually dying, I think, is kind of high. I think they might actually do. The reason I think she should die has absolutely nothing to do with Millie Bobby Brown. Let's just make that clear. It has nothing to do with the actress as a person, I swear. Character of Elle, I think, has been set up quite heroically throughout all of these seasons, and I think that's fair to say. Almost every season, she has her screaming into the abyss moment and faints for 2 seconds and then comes back. So I think for this last and final season, it would be fantastic if they actually have her screaming into the abyss and die for once. Now that it's the last season, now that it's gonna be no more, I think it's time. I think it's time, and it just makes the most sense because her character is set to have these insane powers. She's the one that's able to close the gate and do all of these crazy things every season. So for her to be the last hero sacrifice, and I do believe the way they would do it would be the last hero sacrifice, that everyone's on the brink of death. Looks like everyone's gonna be under Vecna's goo control. But then out in the distance, we see Elle. She's doing it, and she's giving it her all. She's giving all of her powers, and then boom, boom, there it is. There it is. She did it. She defeated Vecna once and for all. There is no more upside down. Because of this, she has sacrificed herself and has used all of her power and all her strength. That it just drains the life out of her. All in all, I think she should, and I think she will, but obviously, we'll see. I'm going to put the caveat every single time that obviously we'll see. Just because I say it doesn't mean it's going to be true. And we have Mike. I'm going to go through the kids first, actually. Yeah, let's go through the kids. So, Mike. Do I think Mike should die? No, I actually don't think he should. I don't think he should. I know other people find this character annoying sometimes, and he's not the most beloved, but truly, from everything that's happened, I don't think he should die. I don't think we have gotten any proper setup for that. Yes, he has had a lot of great heroic moments. Yes, his character has developed, but also kind of fallen. Season 4 was a weird one when it came to the characters. But overall, I think he has remained that guy who will do what it takes to save the Earth, save Elle. Very much passionate towards Elle, and is gonna get things done, is gonna get it done. And for that, I appreciate him. And I just don't see any reasoning for him to die. If there was a reasoning for him to die, it would be, I guess, to save and protect Elle, but I still can't really see him doing that, if I'm being honest. Again, yeah, he can be kind of annoying sometimes. He has like those little outbursts that's just like, stop being a bitch, okay? Stop being a little baby bitch. Do I think he actually will die? No, I don't. I really don't think the Duffer Brothers would kill off Mike. We really got deep into his character, one of the most out of all characters, where we have not just his friendship circle, but we have his family circle that's attached to him, that we know his family as well. And so for that, I would argue that no, I don't think they would kill off a guy that's just attached to so many characters in this world. So next up, we have Dustin. Should Dustin die? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look at that face. Look at that cute baby face. There's absolutely no way. That one I would be angry at. Like, of all the characters, I feel like that would just be so cruel. Look at that little baby boy face. I know he's an adult now, but come on. damn it. He's still so cute to me. He's so baby. He's so precious. He's so pure. That would just be like killing a dog, in my humble opinion. He is on that level of purity from this show. He is that Pokemon that I would want to save. Do I think that he'll die? No, absolutely not. I think in no world would they actually have Dustin, of all people, die. Again, like, all of these characters have their heroic moments, I would say, but Dustin is one of those where, you know, where there's Iron Man versus Captain America in Avengers, and there's the ones that would sacrifice themselves versus ones that wouldn't sacrifice themselves. I don't think he would actually sacrifice himself. If he were to die, it would be a mistake. It would be for some stupid reason of him just accidentally not making it on time for something. Like, you know what I mean? It would be some kind of an accident, but not him sacrificing himself. And then as an accident, again, that would just be way too cruel to do this character. Absolutely not. You're safe, my guy. Lucas. Should Lucas die? No. Also hell no. That's a firm hell no from me, okay? This little boy has gone through so much racism. Oh my god. Goodness sakes. Goodness freaking sakes here. He deserves a break. He deserves more than just to live. He deserves a life. He deserves to be in Italy. Ship him off to Italy. Give him $1,000. Give him $20,000. Give him $1 million so he can just live comfortably in Italy. I don't know if that's enough, actually. Let him be happy. For crying out loud. I cannot stand it. I know that this is real life, and unfortunately that probably was even more typical in the 80s during this time period, but I just feel, every time, it just makes me so angry when I see Lucas having to go through this racist bullshit. Oh, no, please don't kill him. Please do not kill him. Please, if anything, give him a reward. Give him the biggest reward. Let him be a basketball star. Yes, because he likes basketball. Let him be freaking the next LeBron James. Let him be the next freaking Michael B. Jordan. No, Michael Jordan. Will they kill him? No. I also don't see a world where they actually kill him off. I did put as my note, though, if he were to die, which I strongly don't think he will, but if he were to die, it would probably be something related to Max. I could see him doing something in trying to sacrifice himself for her, but I truly don't see a world where he dies. No. And if that happens, then I will be pissed at that one as well. That would be crazy. Imagine they kill off the one black character. Like, whoa. And then we have Will. This is an interesting one. So do I think he should die? Kind of, but leaning more towards no. And I'll tell you why. I think kind of just because of the fact that he is so connected to the Upside Down. And not to say anyone who's connected to the Upside Down should die, but it makes more sense if they do. Because in the sense of, let's say it's one of the main four boys that has to die, I would see Will being the one because he understands the Upside Down and then unfortunately has that darkness somewhere still within him that's connected to the Upside Down where it could just overtake him. Or with him trying to be smart with utilizing his Upside Down connection. But in terms of really should die, in the grander scheme of things, I don't think he should, simply for Joyce. Mainly because of Joyce. Will as a character has been kind of weird. I did like him in the first two seasons especially, and I think he had a lot more to do in the first two seasons, but as time went on, he's kind of fallen in the background. And not to say people who fall in the background should just automatically die because they're in the background. I think that's unfortunately due to the writing and so many characters being freaking here. Not to say that he should die because of that, but more so because he is kind of an anomaly at this point. It's just, I just have mixed feelings about it. I do. I really do. But in terms of Joyce, and in terms of the grand scheme of that, you know, he was near death twice now, at least, with the first and second season. I feel like it would be kind of crazy if they decided to axe him after saving him twice. That would be kind of nuts to me if he was nearly about to die twice and then they were like, yeah, actually this time around he's gonna die. And then also for Joyce, I wouldn't want him to die simply for Joyce because that would crush her. That's her baby boy. That's her baby boy, and she was going through so much already in the first season with losing him, and then second season with him getting freaking possessed, that I feel like Joyce has been through enough that at this point I would want him to survive for her own happiness and sanity. I don't think he'll actually die. In terms of actually dying, I don't think they'll actually kill him off. Now Max. Okay, this is gonna be one of those that I don't know if all of y'all will agree. Should she die? Yeah, I actually think she should have died last season. Ooh, I'm sorry. I think she should have been done. I love Sadie Sink. Has nothing to do with her. It actually has nothing to do with the character either, because I do love the character. I think she is a dynamic, great addition to the cast. I think she's been fantastic through this whole time around. Her acting's insane. I can see why they wanted to keep her released for the last season when you got a talented little actress like that. Yeah, of course. It makes sense. In terms of the story, in terms of plot, the way it would have been just absolutely next level, just absolutely bombastic, had they killed her off during running up that hill. Oh, that would have hit so hard, you cannot tell me otherwise. I'm sorry, you can't tell me otherwise. And I know there's gonna be people in the comments that probably think, okay, well, it was actually an empowering message. It was actually empowering, and it's good that they had her survive. It's this whole metaphor of overcoming your struggles and overcoming depression. Now that she made it through, she's survived, and she's back and stronger than ever. And so it's a great message that she survived. I get that. I actually do understand, okay? I'm not arguing that. However, I still overall feel like in terms of plot and in terms of threat and really showing the threat that is Vecna, that would have gone so hard. That would have been insane. Because up until that point, we did see Vecna kill just random characters that we don't care about. Let's be honest. Did you care about Christy? Did you care that much about Christy after one episode? No, I don't think so. He's been shown killing off characters that we don't care for and weren't main characters, weren't main cast. And so had they had him actually succeeded in actually killing off a main character and main cast, that would have shown right there, we are not fucking around. This is business now. Vecna is above everyone else. He is the threat. And yeah, you can show him being a threat in other ways. I get it. But I truly would have felt shaken up. Oh, okay, we are in the end times now. This is a different type of beast and villain now. In relation to our characters, in relation to the stakes that this show has, it really would have upped the stakes that much more had Max died right then and there and through the hands of Vecna. I think it would have been crazy, and I think it would have been worth it. There was also that second time around in the finale where she also could have died again, and then Elle saved her with the power of friendship or some shit. I don't even know. This girl, no offense, but you have had it too many times now. I'm sorry, it's been too many times now that you've been saved in one season, within one season, where I think you should have been gone. That is just my humble opinion on the matter. Do I think she will actually die? I actually don't. I actually don't think they're gonna kill her off. And you know why? Because of this. Because they purposely saved her twice in the last season, that I can't imagine there being a third time where they're like, okay, well, we did this much to save her, but now she can die. In the back of my head, I still actually wouldn't put it past them to potentially do that. I actually could see a world where that potentially does happen, and maybe that is their thought process of, hey, yeah, well, she almost died, she didn't, we kept her for the 5th season, and now that it's the last season, now we can off her. I could actually see a world where maybe that's their thought process too, but also I feel like she won't, because of how many times they've saved her now, that it's like, okay, well, that was just pointless. Oh, also, lastly, Erica. Now listen, she is so annoying. Are you kidding? No, I'm just kidding. Kidding. I think Erica is so fun. She's so adorable. No, I don't think she should die, and I don't think she will. Oh, you guys really thought for a second here. Now we're gonna go over the adults. I'm gonna save the teens for last because I have some opinions on the teenagers that I'm just gonna save that for last. For the adults, Murray. yeah, that motherfucker should die. Oh my god, that guy has survived too long. Can I just say, that one, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. If you love Murray, hats off to you. I don't think he's the most annoying guy, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, you can go. you don't have to be here anymore. Get rid of that curly haired fuck. If I'm being serious, if I'm being more for real about this one, there are moments, okay? There are moments where I just find him so annoying. Okay, you're doing a little too much now. I know this is a sci-fi drama comedy, I guess. I know there's comedic moments in here, but you're doing too much for the comedy right now. I need you to tone it down a little bit. We're serious right now. We're about to get eaten by a monster right now. I don't need you joking around. There are other times where I'm like, am I the only one? I genuinely want to know your thoughts on Murray because I actually don't know people's thoughts on him in particular. Do you guys like him? Do you guys like, is it just me? Is it just me that, I sometimes find him really annoying and other times I'm like, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Is that just me? Is it just me? At this point, I think the guy should die. And I think he should die simply because he's just overstayed the welcome. I don't think he was meant to be so in there, but then somehow he ended up being in there. I have to remind myself that this man still exists in this world and is still semi-relevant. I feel like he's just there for comic relief and I'm just over it. I'm ready for us to get serious. This is the last freaking season, okay? We can be serious now. He gives me the same energy as the dude from Deadpool 2. Do I think he will actually die? Now this, I actually think he will. I will be shocked. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to keep him still as like a joke of, hey, look at he survived. He survived all of it, you guys. I could see that. The main reason why I think he will die is because again, I think he's overstayed the welcome now that the Duffer Brothers can very much just be like, yeah, he can die now. But also, I can see him actually being one of the first deaths. I can see it happening in a way where that's the death that happens where everyone's like, oh shit, no one's safe now. No one's gonna be safe now, where he's one of the first to die from that. I can see that. Either that way or in just a goofy, accidental type way. Next adult, Joyce. Absolutely not. I don't think she should, and I don't think she will, because queen, absolute queen. I ride for Winona Ryder. I am a rider of Winona Ryder. And so is my dad. I don't think she should simply because she has, again, been through enough. I think with losing her child in the first season, having a demon in her child in the second season, fourth season with getting Hopper back in it. Like she's done a lot and been through a lot. I just see no world where she dies. Like there's just no reason for her to. In terms of making that big sacrifice for people, maybe she would for her boys, but I just can't see it. She's just too cute. She's another one that is, you're just too precious, honestly. Hopper. Now this is an interesting one. So Hopper, I think personally shouldn't die. Will he die? Potentially. Now, in terms of me thinking that he shouldn't, I don't think he should because of the same reason that I don't think Max will. He's also been that guy who has done a lot for the kids, and of all the freaking annoying adults from the first season especially that were like, oh, these random rascal kids, oh, not believing anything, he was one that he had a little to work on, right? But he came around eventually, and I think he's had one of the greatest character journeys. I really, truly love seeing season 1 Hopper to now. It's great. It's great how he just had no will to live really at the beginning, and then now he's just a big hero. Wants to save all these kids and the earth. I think he's done so much in the sense that I feel like I'm on the defense, actually, yeah. Okay, let me change my answer. I'm on the defense if he should or shouldn't die. Because, yeah, on that end, I don't think he should because of all those reasons. But on the other end, I could see the rationale behind why he should. Truly, he has been hero. He has played it over and over again, where to this point, he could just have a big hero moment where I could see him saving Elle. Sacrificing himself for her, have this huge daddy-daughter moment, and have him do that so that she is able to then proceed in killing Vecna and setting things right, and then most likely dying herself. I could see that. I can see a world where that happens and it makes sense. If you really do think about it, Hopper doesn't have any I think he deserves it. I think he deserves happiness. I do. But yeah, if you think about it, he doesn't have any family besides Elle. And then if Elle does die, like I think she will, then that's going to depress him so much. That's going to really affect him a lot, not just losing one, but two daughters. That'll be harsh for sure. I know he has Joyce. I know they have their romance going, which is great. I really ship them. But I don't know if it's enough for him to survive everything. I could honestly see him dying. Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. Both thinking if he should or shouldn't, and both thinking if they will do it or not. I'm putting it 50-50 on Hopper for this one. What do you guys think for Hopper? I'll leave it to you guys, because that's, I really am torn. I guess Vecna. Yes, that motherfucker should die. And he will. And he will. Okay, now into the teens. Let's start with Nancy. Nancy, I don't think she should die. And I don't think she will. I don't think she should, simply because she truly has been that girl throughout this whole series as well. I like seeing her character journey as well, that she was like this fragile little thing, awkward, shy little thing in the first season, started to grow into her own by the end of the first season, and then now is super badass final boss girly. I like it. I like seeing her grow into her own by this final season now. It's been good. Again, in terms of self-sacrifice and all that stuff, I just can't see her being the one to do that. I can't see her getting accidentally eaten by something either. There's also her attachment to Mike. You know, if Mike survives, that's going to be really depressing for him if his sister died. I think just all in all, it just doesn't make sense for her to die, so I don't think she should. I don't think they will. It would just be really random if they decided to offer, to be honest. It would be really, really random. I feel like if anything, one of the boys would sacrifice themselves for Nancy. If anything. Okay, now with the boys. I mean, I will talk about, what's her face? Robin too, but I'm gonna go to the boys now. So, okay, here we go. In terms of Steve, I think he should die. What the fuck? Ah! Please don't hate me, please don't hate me, please don't hate me, please don't hate me. Okay, here we go. Here come the hate comments. Hear me out. Please hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm not doing this just to be different, I swear. I swear I have reasons. I think he should. Simply because, for him especially, of all the characters, like I was saying with Hopper while I was on the defense with Hopper, he is the second most, arguably, developed character with a great character arc from anybody. I would say him and Hopper are up there for the greatest character arcs. I love seeing him go from the stupid asshole jerk in season 1 to literally the most favorite character up to this day. However, I think personally, it just would hit so hard if Steve was the one to die, because he has been through that arc. He went through that journey. Yes, you could argue he deserves happiness and peace. However, I truly think it would be a really emotional and great moment and really full circle moment that makes so much sense with his character too, for him to also be a hero self-sacrifice moment to save whoever, potentially Nancy, and die that way. It would be crazy. Or potentially save Dustin. Imagine if he saves Dustin. I actually would be even more emotional if that happens, actually. Because that attachment, that would be crazy. Just imagine, okay? I'm saying this because truly I want to get emotional in these last few episodes. They keep saying, right? They keep putting out in all the promotion, we're gonna cry, you're gonna be devastated by the finale, all these things. And I'm like, I truly will feel that if they find a way to kill off Steve in the most heroic, emotional way. And if they do it with him saving Dustin, that would be so cute. Oh, that would hit, okay? That would be crazy. I'm not saying it just to be cruel, okay? I'm not saying it because I want him dead because he's a bad guy or he's a bad character. I don't. I think he's a great character. I just think it actually would make a lot of sense if he died. Also, to argue for Steve's case that we also don't know much about him. I mean, we do, but we don't. Like, we haven't really gotten into his whole parental situation and parental stuff. We have touched on it, but in comparison to some of these other teens where Nancy, we know her parents, Jonathan, we very much know Joyce. Steve, we don't really have that attachment, right? Obviously, it would be devastating for his friends that know him and love him, and obviously the audience that knows him and loves him. But with what he has, he doesn't really have much. He also doesn't have the girl, which to this point too, let me just say, I have to say this because this is my one chance. I truly feel like in terms of his character and Jonathan's character, they noticed him being more favored from the fans and have now hacked on this potential rekindling of Nancy and Steve, which I wouldn't put it past them to keep Steve alive and then have Nancy end up with Steve at the end just because he's the fan favorite. I wouldn't put it past them. But it annoys me because you're tearing down another character in favor of one that you know is a fan favorite. And I hate that. I personally hate that. I think Nancy and Jonathan, they had a great relationship arc. Loved seeing it develop in season 1 and 2. Season 3, it seemed like they didn't know what to do with it. And now season 4, they're just like, oh, actually, Steve is a favorite now. So maybe we should just put her back with Steve because everybody loves Steve now. I see that. I totally know that's what the writers were doing. And I hate it because you were not setting up their relationship from season 1. From season 1, it was very clear that you were setting up Jonathan and Nancy and building that on. If you look to see what scenes and everything they built in that story, okay, it's very clear that they put effort into that. So then to then backtrack just because Steve got popular, I think is annoying. In terms of him actually dying, I see it as 50-50. Because last season, it seemed like they were also setting up for him to die. There were a few moments, if you guys noticed in there, where it seemed like they were building up to his death. And I remember in the comments too, a lot of people were like, oh my God, I think he's gonna die. I think they're gonna do it. And then they didn't do it. So I could see them potentially saving that for this season, the final season. But I could also see them backtracking and thinking, okay, well, he's such a fan favorite. We can't kill him. We're not going to kill Steve because he's so loved, and we'll make him end up with Nancy in the end because that seems like what they're building now from season 4. So I could see either way of them killing him or not killing him. So we'll see. That's another one that's very up in the air. I'm going to get a million comments hating me for this. Y'all are going to hate me for that one. Now that I got that out of the way, are you still watching? I have 2 more. I just have 2 more people to go through. Jonathan and Robin. Jonathan, now if you didn't catch my hints, I think Jonathan should not die. Do I think he will die? Yes. It's between him and Steve. And at the end of the day, even though I'm torn between if they'll actually kill Steve or not, at the end of the day, I feel it in my soul that they're gonna kill off Jonathan. I feel it. I feel like they're gonna do that. But again, we will see. Why I think he shouldn't, though. My argument here, okay, and again, you guys might be like, what the fuck? You want Steve to die and not Jonathan? Okay, just again, listen. For Jonathan, I personally feel like it's bullshit that the writers have forgotten him and have given him nothing for the past 2 seasons and basically botched his character for these past 2 seasons. Which sucks because in the first 2 seasons, if you rewatch, I encourage you before watching this new season, rewatch all of the seasons and see how Jonathan digresses from season 3 onwards because season 1, he was great. I loved Jonathan. He was one of my favorites, actually. And then season 2, still great. Still great, still has a lot to do, still out there with Nancy trying to investigate things. It's great. He has things that he's doing and helping and contributing to the team. I think especially in season 1, I loved his character so much because of his attachment to the brother, obviously, how he was doing everything he could to save his brother and find his brother. It was so endearing to watch. I loved it. But then now that he doesn't have the whole brother thing, and now that his brother is fine, I feel like the writers just had no idea what to do with that character. And we're like, okay, well, we have this many characters now. We have all these other group of 7 other people here, and people seem to like them more, and they're more attached to the group, and there's more happening with Elle. I feel like the writers focus more, because they have so many damn characters, there's only so much you can do for each character, and that has been a detriment in itself, in my humble opinion, with how many characters they freaking have. Because of that has affected, unfortunately, Jonathan and his character. And yeah, he hasn't really had anything to do for season 3 or 4. I agree. So at this point, because they've forgotten about him and because they don't know what else to do with him, I could see them killing him off. Now we're progressing Nancy with Steve. We already put that bug in the ear in season 4, so Nancy will end up with Steve, and then that's it. And then Jonathan is just gonna die. No one's gonna care. I can easily see them killing him for those reasons, but I don't think it's fair because of how great he was in the first 2 seasons, and simply forgetting about a character and killing them off because you yourself forgot about that character is not nice and is not good writing, in my humble opinion. That is not good writing. And in terms of his personality too, can I just say, people think he's just so bland and dry and whatever, but I liked his representation as the quiet, introverted guy. Why do we have to kill off the shy, introverted people? You don't have to be the loudest in the room to deserve to survive, okay? More representation for the quiet introverts. Yeah, I don't need him to be the goofball comedic relief. I don't need him to have the most zany personality, colorful personality. I don't need that. I think it's great that he's different. I really loved the complexities to his character and how different he actually is to the rest of the characters. It's refreshing. I just wish they had done more with him in the past couple seasons, and therefore keep him even more relevant and around for this season. But either way, I just don't think he should die because he's quiet and shy and they don't know what to do with him, okay? That's my humble take. That is my humble opinion. Argue with me about it. You don't care about Jonathan. I think it's rude. It's not even your fault, okay? They made you not care about this guy. And lastly, Robin. Rockin' Robin. Now, Robin is also an interesting one because similarly to Steve, we don't really have much into her background and into her family life, into much about her, apart from her being a great friend and being, you know, loving them women, loving them girls. We don't know much else from her. Does she deserve a happy ending with her girlfriend? Sure, absolutely. I don't know if she'll get it. In terms of should die, I'm half and half for both. For if she should die, and if she will die. For if she will actually die, I don't think she will. I'm leaning towards that. Because I just can't see why they would kill her. But I could also see them killing her because they don't really know what else to do with her. Apart from her getting her romance and her being a great friend. There's not much, right? If we're being honest. Season 3, she had a lot to do, but season 4 also fell a little in the background a bit, right? Like she's been a great friend for Nancy. I love their friendship that developed, but yeah, it's been iffy with her character. So I could see them offing her in the sense of just not knowing what else to do with her, but I could also see them keeping her just for the sake of happiness because people love Robin. And also that's pretty homophobic if you kill her off, so. Kill her and Will off? Also Will when he's trying to be openly gay? How about no? I am leaning towards that they won't kill her because there's just not really a reason to. But if she were to die, I could also see it being an accident type thing where something just grabs her from behind and then it's very sad that she died that way. But leaning towards no. Leaning towards no. Leaning towards no. I also feel like she's one of those characters where I do love her as well. I do. But she also is one of those where I'm like, well, I don't know about you because you haven't been given too much. And you've only been here for a couple seasons. Like, you haven't been here since the beginning either. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of lost. Because at least with Max's character, she was there since season 2. And most of these characters have been here since season 1. But with her, she's in a weird spot where she was introduced midway. and had one great season, and then the second season she's been in is kind of whatever. I would like for them to get her to do more, but yeah. I'm on the fence. I can't concretely say they should kill her off or they shouldn't. Let me know your thoughts on Robin too. Let me know your thoughts on her. Obviously, let me know your thoughts on everybody. That is my video on who I think should die versus not die in Stranger Things Season 5. I hope you guys aren't too triggered. Not eat me alive, please. Please and thank you. Just my thoughts. It's just what I think. I think it would be cool actually too if you guys can come back to this video after the season's done and then tell me if I was right or wrong. I would be curious too to know if I was right or wrong. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you think should die personally, who you are hoping survives until the end. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine. I just ask you do it in a respectful way, please. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It helps me, it helps the algorithm. Leave a comment, hopefully a nice one. Do it for Lola. Do it for my cat. Do it for Lola. She's starving. Let me feed her. Let me feed her. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time. Mwah.